house that proclaims good news in order to promote hope, love, justice, peace, and solidarity.
Nestled alongside our guest house and delectable restaurant located in the capital city, Lilongwe. Whether it's a corporate meeting, a wedding reception, or a family gathering, we have the space and amenities to accommodate your needs. With good accommodation, facilities, and mouth-watering cuisine, your event is sure to be a memorable success. For more information, contact us on 0997 277 720 or on 0997 452 093. Book now and let us help you create unforgettable moments. Our Lady of Africa Conference Center is located on Likuni Road, about 250 meters from Bypass Roundabout towards Chinsapo, before the police roadblock. Turn to your right, and it is about 50 meters from the tarmac road.
You are watching Luntha television and it's time for news. My name is Albert. First, let's have a look at our top stories. Catholic Church leader Pope Francis calls for prayers for persecuted Christians on the Feast of St. Stephen. Supplementary voter registration to address National Registration Bureau delays in phases 2 and 3. Malawi records 1,487 newborns on Christmas Day. And in news from elsewhere, 6,000 inmates escaped from Mozambique jail amid political wrangles. We have these and more other stories to stay tuned in. The Catholic Church leader Pope Francis has urged the faithful to reflect on whether they show concern and pray for those who face persecution for their faith. The Pope shared his thoughtful reminder during his Angelus address on December 26, the Feast of St. Stephen. This followed the opening of the Holy Door at St. Peter's Basilica on December 24, which marked the official beginning of the Jubilee of Hope. We have a report.
While Father reflected on the significance of St. Stephen, whose martyrdom is celebrated in the liturgy the day after Christmas. Stephen, the first Christian martyr, was stoned to death, and as described in the Acts of the Apostles, he prayed for his executioners even as he was dying. Pope Francis noted that while Stephen might seem powerless in the face of violence, he demonstrated true freedom by continuing to love and pray for his killers, offering his life for them, just as Jesus Christ did on the cross. The Pope praised Stephen for embodying Christ's mercy and love in his final moments, portraying him as a witness to God's ultimate desire for the salvation of all people. The Pope also emphasized God's unending willingness to forgive and highlighted the profound act of praying for one's persecutioners, not out of obligation but for their spiritual well-being. He further spoke of the 7 beatified monks of Triben who were martyred during Algeria's civil war in 1996. Among them was Superior Christian de Church, who along with his fellow monks Luc Deutsch, Christophe Reberton, Michael Fuley, Bruno Remachage.
Legal minds and advocacy champions have trashed the conduct of some religious leaders who held a press conference on Thursday to castigate Luntha Archdiocese Archbishop Thomas Lukum Susa, saying advocating for peace cannot be in front of attacking a person who is expressing his view on public documents. Both legal counsels Kumbo Soko and Sylvester Ayuba advanced their opinions against the faith leaders, with Ayuba describing the conduct as shallow. But speaking to Luntha television on Friday, another legal practitioner who is also chairperson for National Advocacy Platform, Benedicto Kondowe, took a swipe to school the faith leaders that the plane crash report, which Nsusa was expressing his opinion on, is a public document, and not everyone can agree with the report. Kondowe speaks to our reporter, Robert Edward.
Is that the sentiments by the religious leaders with respect to comments that Bishop Nsusa had made in respect of the Commission of Inquiry report contradicts the very essence that these leaders stood for. Because in advocacy, we allow for freedom of expression. Our own view is that the Commission of Inquiry, having released the report, it is then subjected to the public scrutiny, and surely within a diverse society as Malawi is, you would have stakeholders who would not agree with the content of the report, and some will essentially agree. And for those that do not agree with the report, they should not be cast space to opine as if you have monopoly over opinion. That should not be supported. And as the non-state actors who promote constructive engagement on issues, including criticisms where need be, we do not support the position that these other readers had made. Let each express their opinion as they deem fit, because this is a public document. We do not believe that the Commission of Inquiry, by issuance of its report, it was meant to guard the opinion of the general public. Our view is that religious leaders can equally express their opinion in a manner that safeguards their integrity, because they are still expected personalities within our society. And therefore, in the spirit of objectivity, they should be able to express their opinion in order to convince the general public on whatever position they make. Castigation is not part of advocacy. As non-state actors, we promote constructive advocacy, which is founded in objectivity and in reason. It is not just enough to castigate people and claim that one is doing so in the spirit of advocacy. That is not what we call meaningful advocacy. So our expectation is that religious leaders must not hide behind this banner of being a religious leader. If they want to be political, let them come out as politicians and not as religious leaders. So our view is that when it comes to advocacy, let us advocate based on reason and objectivity, and that is what gives credence.
B jointly with Malawi Electoral Commission MEC in Lilongwe on Friday announced that from December 29, 2024 to January 4th, 2025, they will conduct civic registration for eligible citizens in all Phase 1 districts. This initiative aims to assist those who missed the chance to register for the MEC voter roll due to the absence of NRB officials in most of the centers during the initial registration. Meanwhile, MEC Chairperson Justice Annabel Ntalimanja clarified that for districts in phases 2 and 3, the supplementary registration will cater to individuals who attempted to register for voting, completed the NRB process at the centers, but did not receive their unique identification numbers before the registration period ended.
I think it is important, first of all, to appreciate the context and perspective from which the supplementary voter registration is going to be conducted. First of all, the Commission did announce to the public that we will hold voter registration for a period of 14 days in each phase, commencing on 21st October through to 11th December for the 3 phases. And we announced over and again that the registration will close at 4 p.m. people had 14 days within which to present themselves at voter registration centers and to be registered. And those that presented themselves on time were able to register. You know that the Commission operates within a legal framework, and we need to make sure that all our processes are conducted within that legal framework and also the procedures that have been set. In terms of the supplementary voter registration, we are purposing to ensure, first of all, that for those
Sambo stated that both parliamentary and temporary staff, along with necessary equipment, are being deployed to Phase 1 centers for the registration process.
So the National Registration Bureau is coming back with supplementary civil registration. So we are providing the National ID registration services to all eligible Malawians who are eligible to be registered for national ID. We are coming in advance before May comes in for supplementary voter registration. The reason is we would like to give such Malawians an opportunity to register.
MEG has scheduled the supplementary voter registration exercise to take place from January 10 to February 3rd, 2024. Registration for districts in Phase 3 will occur from January 10th to 14th, while Phase 2 from January 20th to 24th, and Phase 1 from January 30th to 3rd February 2025. For Luntha, this is Robert Edward.
The Ministry of Health has announced that 1,487 babies were born on Christmas Day this year in hospitals and healthy facilities across Malawi. According to a statement we have seen, of the 1,487 babies, 764 are girls, while 723 are boys. Bridget Monoka reports.
The highest number of births was recorded in Lilongwe, where 229 babies were born. In Mangochi district, 97 babies were delivered, while Kasungu and Blantyre district healthy offices DHOs recorded 76 births each. The statement also notes that this year's total of 1,487 births reflects a slight increase compared to last year's 1,462 births during the same festive period. It attributes the increase to improved maternal health services and greater access to healthy care facilities across the country. The Ministry of Health has also praised healthy care workers in their tireless efforts in ensuring safe deliveries, emphasizing the critical role of midwives, nurses, doctors, particularly in rural areas where access to quality healthy care is often a challenge. Additionally, the government is intensifying efforts to enhance maternal and child health services. The news of these births comes as a source of joy during the festive season, offering hope to families and communities. However, there are challenges such as overcrowding in hospitals, staff shortages, and limited resources, which the government is actively addressing through various reforms and partnerships with development partners. The Ministry of Health has also urged parents to ensure the timely registration of their newborn babies with the NRB to facilitate access to future services, including healthy care and education. Bridget Mwanoka, for Luntha News.
Well, you're still watching news right here on Luntha Television, coming to you live from our Bishop Navy Media Center in Area 2, Lilongwe. My name is Helbert Scott, and we'll be back shortly after the break.
Luntha TV is now on Zuku Channel 51. You can get yourself a Zuku decoder from the Luntha TV offices in Area 2, Lilongwe, and from all the St. Manford bookshops across the country in Kasungu, Lilongwe, Salima, Dedza, Balaka, Zomba, Mulanje, Blantyre, Chikwawa, Mwanza, and Mangochi. For more information, contact 0883 815 055 or 0996 892 965. Get a Zuku decoder today and not miss daily mass, worship and prayers, news bulletins, and so much more on Luntha TV, bringing wisdom into your home.
Welcome back. Now let's have a look at our top stories once more before we proceed.
Catholic Church leader Pope Francis calls for prayers for persecuted Christians on the Feast of St. Stephen. Supplementary voter registration to address National Registration Bureau delays in phases 2 and 3. Malawi records 1,487 newborns on Christmas Day. And in news from elsewhere, 6,000 inmates escaped from Mozambique jail amid political wrangles.
Moving on, the Malawi Congress Party has emphasized its belief in empowering young people to take on political leadership roles, such as councillors and members of parliament, with the aim of providing them with opportunities to lead and drive development in their communities. This was highlighted during an event organized by Chisomo Saik Chiloe to announce her interest in running for the position of the councillor for the newly created Zenza ward in Lilongwe district. Bridget Monoga reports.
Chilowe stated that the encouragement from the country's president and party leader, Lazarus Chakwera, urging young people to participate in political leadership, inspired him to pursue this position. He called on people in the area to avoid mocking others and to welcome anyone showing interest in contesting for the role, emphasizing that leadership requires collective effort and that others may simply play a supporting role in his journey.
It's because of leadership of Dr. Lazarus Chakwera. Our president busy encouraging the youth to participate in politics.
The chairperson for Matanda Ward, Milo Signoni, advised Chilowe to remain humble before the people to earn the respect he deserves.
Mumpempa yeye kuri pachiri chake chimene waonetsera kufika kumafumu nkufisa kweningati chamani pamodzi ndi mafumu nosangalala kuti pachimene ife wakoza.
Meanwhile, Isaac Bensoni, representing the organization I for Youth and Civic Education, said the time has come for young people to step forward and take on various leadership positions in politics.
Ife osangala kwambiri kuti wani anatitana kuti tizakhale nawo 246 chilo ndi Nyamata ndi mmodzi somwe member wa youth organization yathu. Eno nchabwino kwambiri kuti timpange support komanso tameme anthu kuti akathe kumpatsa vote nthawi yokikeka.
The event concluded with a pledge from community members to support youth leadership initiatives and work together towards a more progressive and inclusive Zenza ward. Bridget Mwanoka, for Luntha News.
Now in business news, the Used Car Dealers Association of Malawi has painted a grim picture of the industry's performance in 2024. According to the association, the ongoing foreign currency shortage has been a major hurdle, leading to a significant decline in used car imports and sales. Emmanuel Georgia reports.
Malawi is the largest market for used cars in Southern Africa, with a preference for the Japanese vehicle due to their reliability, fuel efficiency, and suitable for local driving conditions. However, Forex crisis has severely impacted the business, with many dealers struggling to stay afloat. General Secretary of the Used Car Dealers Association, Obledebudebu, lamented the government's failure to address the Forex crisis.
In the year 2024, as you know, that Forex is a hub of every business. As Malawians, we are struggling to find Forex. The government is failing to find ways to bring Forex to this country. If you go to the bank today, you find out there is no Forex. So if we are not importing, we are not paying duties. That means the government also is struggling to collect its duties. As a result, the government coffers, they are not having enough resources, they are not having enough funds from the Forex part of it. So as the used car dealers in Malawi, this has affected us a lot because most of the guys, most of our people, most of our members.
The shortage of foreign currency has led to the fall in used cars imports and sales, affecting many dealers and the livelihoods of Malawians who depend on affordable transportation. Tebudebo revealed that many car dealers have been severely affected by the Forex shortage, with some even quitting the business. 2024 has been a disastrous year for the used car industry, and we urge the government to intervene to restore stability to the markets, he emphasized. The association has called for the government to resolve the Forex crisis, which has far reached the implications beyond the used car industry. The shortage of foreign currency is not only affecting car dealers, but also impacting the daily livelihoods of Malawians. For Luntha News, this is Emmanuel Georgia.
Solidad, a Netherlands-based organization, has reaffirmed its commitment to ensuring farmers and workers in Malawi earn a fair living income, despite persistent challenges like gender inequalities. Women farmers in particular face significant barriers, including limited access to land, credit and decision-making power within households. Speaking to Luntha Television, Managing Director for Solidad Southern Africa, Shank Kayemba, reviewed that the organization has launched a 6-year Pathways to Prosperity program. The initiative focuses on working with cotton farmers to support the government's efforts to revitalize cotton production in Malawi, aiming to create sustainable livelihoods and address systematic inequalities. Bridget Monoka reports.
According to Kanyemba, the program will be done in collaboration with local players in the cotton industry, including sustainable production practices. He highlighted the program's focus on improving production stages and market access, aiming to enhance farmers' profitability. Kanyemba said that the program is based on the idea that they have several pathways to walk towards prosperity, and one of them is to directly work with farmers and producer groups to improve production stages, and the other one is working with service providers in seed multiplication and then trying to improve market access.
I think one of the key lessons that we've learned is that the farmers that we're working with are really looking forward to increasing their yields. And in the previous years, they've managed to grow cotton, but in the last season, they were not able to grow cotton. The farmers are constantly asking themselves, should we grow cotton, should we grow maize, or should we grow soya? And the availability of seed is one of the things that makes that decision.
Concurring with Kanyemba, Solidaridad Network Executive Director Andre De Freitas said they thought of working with Malawian farmers in the project to support business systems and enhance productivity and income.
So this is a global board So Solidaridad is a network of nonprofit organizations. We're working in more than 40 countries all over the world. And each region has its own board of directors. And one member of those regions come to the global board. This is the meeting of that global board. We came to Malawi to see the projects in Malawi. We do this every 2 years. We go to the regions to visit projects and initiatives that we're conducting. Malawi was chosen because of the innovations and the interesting things that we're doing in the country. So we had a meeting and we had field visits. The meeting itself, we're in the process of discussing a global strategy for the next 5 years. So that was one of the key topics of our discussions.
Solidaridad's pathway